Hello students. In this video we will discuss about ferns, lichens and fungi. Fungi, fungi or fungi. All these pronunciations are acceptable. But before we discuss the questions or true false of this unit on page number 42, I will give you a brief description about the topic. A biologist named Robert H. Whittaker classified the living organisms into 5 broad categories called kingdoms. This classification is based on the cell structure, body organization, and mode of nutrition. The first kingdom is Monera, second is Protista, third is Plantae, fourth is fungi, and fifth is Animalia. From this chart, you can clearly see that fungi organism belong to organisms belong to this kingdom will be eukaryotic, multicellular, with cell wall, and heterotrophic. Here, keep in mind that some exceptions are there, like yeast. Yeast is unicellular, that is not multicellular. Although yeast is kind of fungi, and it is unicellular. Okay. So next thing, heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means when an organism depends on other organisms for food, that mode of nutrition is known as heterotrophic. Like phototrophic implies photosynthesis. As you know that plants synthesize their own food, and that process is known as a photosynthesis, and this mode of nutrition is phototrophic. So heterotrophic, opposite to phototrophic, the mode of nutrition heterotrophic is the mode where an organism depends on other organisms for food. Here you can understand the basic structure of fungus, like this thread-like structure. This thread-like structure are known as hyphae, and network of these hyphae, network of this hyphae is a plural form, hypha is a singular. So this network of hyphae is known as mycelium. But all the hyphae of different fungi are not similar. Some of them have a separation, like septa. This separation is known as a septa, and singular form is septum, plural is septa. They are septate hyphae, and second one is, which is also known as cenocytic, that is aseptate hyphae. I guess basic structure is clear to you. Next thing is the mode of nutrition. All the fungi are heterotrophic, you know that, but in heterotrophic also there are 3 type of nutrition, and on this basis 3 type of fungi is there. The first is saprophytic. Saprophytic nutrition is a type in which uh, an organism depend upon dead and decaying organic matter for the nutrition. Mushroom is good example of it. Mushroom, molds, right? Next thing is parasitic fungi. Parasitic fungi are those fungi that get their nutrition from living organisms. That means they'll affect the health. They affect the health of host organism. Like if fungi is taking nutrition from a plant, that plant will suffer from some diseases. Similarly, if animal got any kind of fungal infection, then that is a disease. Fungal infection is a kind of disease, but that fungus is getting nutrition from that particular animal. That is a parasitic nutrition. Next kind of nutrition is symbiotic. In symbiotic, two organisms share nutrition. It is different from parasitic because in parasitic one organism get benefits while other got negatively affected, but in symbiotic relationship both the organisms are are beneficial from that kind of symbiotic or symbiotic nutrition. A good example of symbiotic here is the lichen. Look, a fungus and green algae together form the lichen. In this symbiotic relation, the fungus provide the shelter, whereas the green alga, again alga is singular form, algae is plural form. So green alga photosynthesize the carbohydrates and other nutritional things that is provided to the fungus. So fungus gets food from alga, and alga get the shelter from fungus. Now let's discuss the questions, but before that I will read this description which is given on page number 42 of your book. It is written that a fungus belongs to, here let me tell you, fungi word is plural form and fungus is a singular. A fungus belongs to a large group of eukaryotic organisms. This includes microorganisms such as yeasts and molds as well as mushrooms. These are classified as kingdom fungi, which is separate from plants, animals, and bacteria. So let's talk about the first question. The fusion of two gametes produce a zygote. Look, fungi reproduction is of two kind. That means fungi can produce either through sexual mode of reproduction or asexual. So fusion of two gametes produce a zygote. Which of these are thought to be the closest relative of fungi? Animals. Animals are thought to be as a closest relative of fungi, and I mean the base of this fact is that if we look back at the evolution process, that means a million years back, then animals and fungi evolved from similar kind of cells. That's why they are more close relatives to each other. Don't get misconception that fungi are more similar to the plants. Third question is, most of the fungi that spoil food belong to the division. Look, there are different kind of divisions in kingdom is broad category. In that kingdom further divisions are there. So according to that, there is a division named Ascomyta. Around 60,000 species are identified in world. That means Ascomyta is the division to which is a this division have the fungi that spoil the food. Photosynthetic symbiont of a lichen is often a green alga. I have already told it. Which of the following do all fungi have in common? This is absorbing nutrients. Look, absorbing nutrients means heterotrophic. True false. Fungi reproduce asexually. That is a false statement. Diseases of animals caused by fungi are called mycosis. That is true. Okay, mycosis. Another thing here, let me tell you, the study of fungi is known as mycology. Mycology. Look, word myco, in Greek it means fungus, right? So diseases of animals caused by fungi are called mycosis. That is true statement. Haploid genome contain two sets of chromosome. That is false. In fungi, a septate hyphae are cynocytic by definition. Already discussed it. That is true. Mixed amoeba act like protozoa only in the absence of water. This is also true. So that's all about this topic. Next video we'll discuss the rest of the unit.